Hello again, everyone. Saki here, and welcome to PowerWash Simulator 2. And I wanted a nice, easy series to get back into recording with, and with the games coming up that I'm interested in, Europa Universalis 5 and NASCAR 25, those games require some mental fortitude and some focus. But PowerWash Simulator 2 is a game that we can just chill, have fun, and go at our own pace, kind of like American Truck Simulator was. So here we are at PowerWash Simulator 2. Let's go ahead and start washing here. And the removals van is our first job with a PowerWash service, Spruce Close, Buckingham, $200. All right, just to spray some water at it. Great news, you're finally moved in, and the removals van moved to the wash bay, awaiting your expertise. Don't think the van should pose too much trouble, despite you having to sell off most of your equipment. I know we got a bit carried away at the auction, but trust me, there's so much more potential in this place. Oh, and Jess says not to worry about paying for the van hire. In fact, she'll pay you. All right, we'll start the job. All right, getting our basic controls here using the washer. All right, we've got that all set up. Changing the stance so we can take a squat. Very important. Ooh, we can even go prone. Nice. Jump with the space. Yep. Standard fare. Rotate the nozzle. Aha. All right, sounds good. Nozzle width. Well, that's handy. All right, change washers. All right, so I'm not sure which one is the better washer. All right, so we got some soap. Soap is filling up. Outstanding. Okay, so between soap and the nozzle, changing, some extensions for some hard-to-reach places. Oh, we can highlight the dirt. And this van, yep, is going to be all... Wait, there's a bit of clean right there. How about that? A spot we don't have to spray. Free aim mode. All right, freeze us in place. Task list. Yes, all the dirty bits. Outstanding. Task list. Yeah, we've got that. Menu. Yep, we see it. All right, are we good to proceed? I think we are good to proceed. All right, so for now, let's try a yellow. I want to start from top to the bottom. I don't believe grime runs down. If we sprayed, we got the side clean and then we got the roof and then all that grime would run down the roof. I don't think they have that in just yet. So let's go ahead and pick up the ladder. We'll go ahead and get on the roof and start working our way up from top to bottom and let our power wash journey begin. All right. Cool. So I want to kind of get in this corner and then we'll start doing some rows forward. And if you like this kind of content, just let me know. This is definitely going to be a chill series where we do the jobs, talk about what is going on in our lives here. Just sort of let it be a catch-up session, as it were, while we ever so gently get grime off of various things. So, I haven't been on YouTube, well, recording, in quite some time. The last series that I did was X4, which I'm pretty much known for on the YouTube space. It's not a bad thing to be known for a certain game, especially when like a DLC comes out. People might think of me first to play it, but it's kind of like a pigeonhole situation where you're sort of expected to play that and only that. But for those of you who are tuned in, maybe you did find me from X4, but you're like, hey, I like power washing, or hey, I want to see what this power washing thing is all about. Be careful. Want to see what this power wash thing is all about? Thank you for joining. It's a rough place, and I've seen some YouTube videos here recently from various creators saying that the Let's Play format is definitely past its heyday, but that's what I'm comfortable doing. That's what I like to do. So even though YouTube may hate me for it, I'm not going to change my ways, and that stubbornness will keep the channel small, which is also good in its own way. I have the idea that those that tune in to watch me actually want to, see what I'm up to. Instead of watching for the game, they watch me for me. And that lets me relax a little bit. I don't have to worry about playing at a very high level. And that's kind of my big concern about Europa Universalis coming up, a grand strategy game set between the years of 1300 to 1800. And there are some people who really love EU4 and know what you could call the meta, the proper way to do things. It's like every run happens the same way. It's kind of like I would be on X4 if I started, you know, a new series of X4 myself. I would find myself trying to do the same things that I did normally, and it's like, what's the point? I know people want to see new series to get excited about ways of playing, but I'm kind of the old man that yells at clouds. I have a set way that I like to play those games, and you know, I'm kind of like, ooh, nice. I'm kind of sort of set in that way, you know. I don't like to change. Can we hop down on the hood here? Wow, cool. Let's go ahead and get the front. Oh, we're gonna have to rotate. But I wanted to get into PowerWash Simulator ever since I saw the first Can we put a ladder on the front just for some stability's sake? And I want to get into PowerWash Simulator when it first started. No ladder on the front. All right, sounds good. But, you know, I never did. It was one of those things that I really enjoyed watching, but never got into myself. So I'm happy to get into PowerWash 2 for sure. And it's just an excuse for me to get back on YouTube and recording, really. I feel like I'm out of practice. You know, talking. Truck front. Okay, we have some more truck front to do. Where does the truck front... I was going to say, where does the truck front begin and end? We can look in the upper left-hand corner to see our progress on each component here, and I believe truck front. Cool. Nice and thoughtful. All right, so we might have to break out the soap here. I know glass likes to hold on to mud. That's from the look. We might have to go ahead and get our... Let's see, how does one get our soap? Crap, I forgot. Is it, let's see. So that changes the thing. Hold on. There we go. I'm terrible. I even forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah. Stuck on mud needs some soap. All right, cool. Now I think we're okay here. But as I was saying, you know, I was kind of out of practice for YouTube purposes. But I am happy to be back with... Yeah, if you didn't see my episode where I was talking about hitting the gaming wall, I definitely did. There was a period of time where I didn't feel like playing much of anything at all. Even trying to go to my tried and true games that have never failed me, like Baldur's Gate 3. I just could not stick with it. And I got myself sort of... Oh yeah, windscreen wiper. I got myself set. All right, cool, we got the wiper done. I got myself set, feeling a lot better. And, oh, there we go. Yep, getting my controls. Got myself sort of back into the gaming mood. No Man's Sky released an update here soon, just a little bit ago. But it's not enough for me to get back into No Man's Sky, especially after that, Ooh, nice. Little part's done, nice and easy. Especially after those... Oh, hello, Harper. Just having a quick nose around your new crib. It's even bigger than I remember. Excited to see what you're going to fill it with. Yes, furniture and awesomeness. Memorabilia. Freaking Harper throwing me off. As you can tell, this is not scripted. I'm just sort of a stream of conscious, but yeah, No Man's Sky coming out with an update. Not enough for me to get back into it, but I'm really excited for games coming up. EU5 and NASCAR 25. Really looking forward to those, and if that is your thing, I look forward to seeing you here on the channel. If it's not your thing, just, you know, I hope you tune in, see the first episode and whatnot, and then decide, yeah, this ain't for me. That's perfectly fine. Not every game I play is for everyone. That much is for sure. Hello, wheel arch. Okay, so I imagine the wheel arch top is going to be our main concern there. Nice. Hubcap and tire. Oh man, this is one dirty tire. Or tyree, as it were. The proper British way of spelling tire. There we go. Yeah, we'll just go bit by bit. We'll head up this mirror. But this is definitely one of those games that, you know, on first glance, you look at it and you're like, what in the gravy? Why would this even be a thing if there was, you know, if this was the olden days, publishers would be like, no, we're not giving you money to wash something. Are you crazy? Who would want to sit for hours on end and just spray water at a thing? But when the water and dirt are done this well, I mean, why not, right? It's a lot better than going out and getting yourself splattered with an actual power washer. Unless you actually have to do some stuff around the house that requires some power washing. My own personal power wash story, coming back from Iraq. Of course, our trucks were put on a boat and shipped from Kuwait to Fort Lewis, Washington. We call it Fort Lewis McChord, or Joint Base Lewis McChord, I think they call it these days. I got out in 2007, so back then it was just straight up Fort Lewis and McChord, and they were completely separate entities, even though they were a few miles down the road from each other. Now they're one big happy family, from what I've seen. But our trucks, of course, had to go to the wash racks before and after. You know, before they got on a boat, they had to be sprayed, power washed, and then once they got back to Fort Lewis, all of that ocean grime. And I'm not sure if they took the Suez and came to the United States that way. I'm not sure exactly which way it took. But, you know, all that ocean salt and grime, I'm sure they weren't covered. I mean, they're Humvees. They're supposed to be, you know, all-weather, all-purpose. But, yeah, going to the wash racks, we put on our big old wet weather gear. And I think it was in we got back in November. The trucks didn't actually get there, I think, until like March or April, and it was starting to get hot, and the wet weather gear is not breathable. I mean, it's waterproof, so you know, it doesn't let air circulate all that well, and we were hosing down our Humvees. And from our first deployment, luckily, we had punched holes in the floorboards. You know, there is a mat for the floorboards, but it's just, you know, it's industrial. It's militarized. It's not meant for comfort by any way, shape, or form. So we removed those. We had a big old hole in our floorboard that was punched out with a screwdriver. It was just, you know, just a metal floorboard, really thin, and just let the water through, spray the seats, spray the console, spray everything on the inside. It'll take it. And we didn't even have up-armored Humvees. We had canvas doors, rear signal corps. So it wasn't like we had this, you know, well waterproofed Humvee. Like, water would come in like crazy. And, you know, it's kind of ironic because we were in Fort Lewis, Washington, where it rained every other day without fail. So, yeah, water and those Humvees were two peas in a pod. There were very few days where those Humvees were not wet in some fashion, but just, you know, power washing the ever-living crap out of those Humvees, the cleanest they'd ever been. And we had to do that for each deployment. I remember the second one a lot better than the first, because I was getting out of the Army, so that was like the last sort of task that I had to do before I started clearing. For those that don't know, if your contract ends during a deployment, you're stop lost, is what they call it, till 3 months after your return date. So I was supposed to be out in June 2006. That was my original contract date. If you asked me in 2002 when I signed up, when you getting out of the Army, it was June 2006. That was my end date. However, we were deployed in November 2005 and coming back November 2006. So June 2006 was no longer my ETS date. My get out of the Army date is extended to February. So, you know, the power washing the trucks was one of the last things I did before we started clearing. And clearing out of the Army was quite a process. It's easier to get into the Army than leave the Army. Go figure. And that could be, Harper, I'm going to start putting the word out everywhere I go. You do that. What else you got? Anything? I know you're typing. Trust me, you're going to get jobs coming from all over. All right, that's the goal. Make it as rich as I can by spraying water at things. And you know how good my business names are. I actually don't know, Harper. I'm sorry. You might be a recurring character from PowerWash 1. However, yeah, I'm new here, so I don't know you. But yeah, the 3 months getting out of the Army, basically you had to do everything yourself. You had this big old get out of the Army checklist. Coming in, your recruiter has that checklist. So it's like, oh, everything you need. The recruiter kind of gets all that stuff organized and asks you for it. But then getting out, it's like, well, you need to do all this stuff. And you're on your own, essentially. But that was an interesting time. Getting out of the Army, showing up to morning formation in civilian clothes and saying, what are you, because everyone else is like, well, we're going to the motor pool to, you know, do PMCSs. It's Monday. We got to check out the trucks. It's like, well, I'm going to the library to say I didn't check out any books today, which I didn't. I was a terrible person as far as utilizing base or post amenities. Nah, just never did. Go figure. I was a barracks rat. Just kind of chilling, playing my games, sticking to myself. I know it's hard to believe from what you might know me from on YouTube, but yeah, I didn't really hang out with too many people. I like to keep to myself, keep out of trouble. One thing that I was known for, though, was the resident loan shark. I gave loans to soldiers that at a better rate than the outside of post payday loan places did. I only did 25%. Those payday loan places outside post 50, 100%, 150%. So it's like, yeah, people would rather borrow from me, and I know where you work. So I mean, if you don't pay up, I mean, I got a contract signed for you. But no one. You know, perhaps I was fortunate, but no one messed with me like that. I didn't lend to just anybody, but so those that only borrowed money from me were those that I knew would pay me back at 25%. And they did. Made a bit of money being the resident loan shark. All right, let's work on the door here. Yeah, we might have to move this ladder here. Let's go ahead and place it on this side, get it out of the way. But really looking forward to EU5. That's going to come first. November... Shoot, when is that? November 5th-ish? I believe, something like that. And my plan for EU5 is to possibly do things a little bit differently than the content creators that, you know, are known for EU are going to do. I imagine, you know, taking place in the 1300s, there's going to be a lot of activity in Europe. Word up, people! Caldera County's premier power washer is back up and running. Well, I wouldn't say I'm the premier, but I'm a power washer. So if your grubby house brings stink eye from the neighbors, or every trip in the car feels like a walk of shame, hit us up. Who is us, Harper? I feel like you need to introduce yourself just a little bit better. Camilla. Oh, it's actually good to know. Thanks. So now I'm in a group chat I did not want to be in, talking to people I really don't know. I mean, that's profit, isn't it? Tell you, I hate that in real life, being attached to a dang group chat I didn't ask for. It's like, I don't know you people. You only needed to ask me one thing, and yet you brought all these people to my phone. Yeah, as I was saying, EU5, starting in the mid-1300s, Europe is going to be a hotspot for, humanity. And just overall, where are people doing things? And Europe was definitely a big place that people were doing things in the 1300s, so a lot of people are probably going to focus on that. What isn't known, well, at least, in written history, was the North American natives back in 1300. So I feel that's a good opportunity to sort of learn what the folks at Paradox learned about the Native Americans from 1300, and and get a better feel in the game, as I won't be worrying about a massive navy or a aggressive neighbor or an empire that is 1,000 years old trying to smash my face in. So I'm starting North America, I think, and it could be boring. Could be like watching paint dry, or like watching someone power wash the inside of a truck. But these are the kind of things I like. So I'll do that. And NASCAR 25 definitely has my attention. For those that were around in 2021, you may remember my NASCAR 21 ignition attempt to start the game, and I tell you what, NASCAR 21 ignition was the only game that I have ever refunded. I mean, it was bad. It didn't start really on my computer, and when it did, I got damage in qualifying, like before qualifying even starts, because it starts you coming to the start finish line to start your qualifying lap. I already had damage. Somehow the computer, without me even seeing it, wrecked my car between pit road and one lap around to start the qualifying lap. And it's like, really? And then once the race started, Unreal Engine would have an exception and crash. It was garbage. I mean, hot garbage. And to those that could play the game, it's kind of glad that I didn't get to play it, because all the freaking bugs and the cars dropping through the track and just being overall a terrible game. It's almost like my computer refusing to run NASCAR 21 ignition saved me a lot of time. And there was even one channel, I don't remember what that channel was, but there was like a post on YouTube that's like, hey, what game really disappointed you? Like, really disappointed you to no end? And I made a submission. I talked about NASCAR 21 ignition and all the problems, and it was hyped up. Screenshots looked good. It was in Unreal Engine 5 or Unreal Engine 4. It was in Unreal Engine 4, and it's like, we're using the R-Factor simulation underneath. It's going to be an excellent driving game as well as a good-looking NASCAR game. It's going to, everything's going to come up Millhouse. And then all of that I explained happened. So I told my story about that. And, of course, one of the comments after the fact, I didn't even know really they picked me until one of my battle buddies from the Army messaged me after and said, hey, I saw you on this gaming channel talking about NASCAR. I'm like, so they did pick me. So I went to the video out of curiosity to see what else people were saying. And one of the comments was like, imagine being disappointed at a NASCAR game. And I responded like, well, I don't have to, because I was. And I believe I gave something like, imagine if you were told that for the first time in 20 years, Madden was getting an overhaul with a brand new engine, brand new controls. It's going to be true simulation football. And when you loaded it up, you couldn't kick the football off. That is what I was running into. And then people sort of understood, because they think that, well, a NASCAR game should be simple. And I mean, when you look at something like iRacing, it is. Does it drive like a simulator? Do the tracks behave as they actually would? Do the cars behave like they actually would? Does this feel like a race car? That's all you have to do. And I mean, it's extremely difficult to do, obviously. But it's like, that's the bar. Does it handle well? And then everything else is gravy. And that's the state that NASCAR 25 is in, is the driving physics coming from iRacing are good, as you would expect an iRacing title to be. So the career mode could be a little bit more in depth, but it is there. You do work your way up from the lower series all the way to the upper series. There's a money aspect to it. You do sign sponsors, even though they're, the same scheduled sponsors that everyone gets at the exact same time in the career, no matter when you play, but still it is there. And for their first game, it'll give me enough to role play with. And that's kind of the goal. It drives well. I'm going to have fun while driving. Plus, it gives me a story that I can share as I'm moving up through the ranks from a lower tier racing division to the upper tier racing division. Be a pro, as it were. I have good feeling about next year's game, taking into account everything that they got accomplished for their first attempt. Their second should be awesome, but if they do not move the needle, it's going to be a hard sell to justify. All right, so the bumper and lower trims and rear lights panel. All right, rear lights panel needs a hose. Come here. Where you be? Aha. All right, bumper. I don't know which bumper. Probably front bumper. Let's go ahead and hit that up. Probably some very hard to see underside. There we go. Cool. All right. Headlights. Hey-oh. No. Well, headlight. There we go. Just topping it up. Rear roller shutter door. The roller shutter door. No, not the ladder. I imagine. Aha. Roller shutter door. So we're going to have to get in the little crevasse. Oh, yeah. Take a look at that. Very sneaky. And that's this game in a nutshell. The little nooks and crannies that you don't think about. This game certainly does. There we go. Truck lower side. All right, so this truck lower side is good. It's going to be the other truck lower side here. So right there in the little, aha! Like someone didn't wipe their feet off coming in. All right, truck lower side still. Oh, come on now. So that truck lower side is good. Unless it's just like a breath, a huff. Oh, maybe the back. Okay, let me try that side. Fill it with your mighty juice. All right, cool. Job complete. Is this Muckingham's premier power washer rinse and repeat? Greetings from Detergento, where we need you to cleansify an unexpected discovery. May even send a picture. All right, we shall. All right, escape to finish. And there we go. Our high speed. Did it nice and meticulous. We had a, flip that thing around. I want to see the back. We had a system. I think it worked out well. Wishy. Jess is enthralled by her sparkling removals van. She says she'll give you first dibs on any furniture that she comes across, so keep an eye out for any new items appearing in the shop. It's all pre-restoration stuff, so pretty dirty, but I'm sure you're okay with that. Told you it'd all come together. $200 in cash, 20 experience points. All right, to the home base. All right, so we've got some furniture unlocked here. So what do we have here? Washer equipment, outfit cosmetics, our van cosmetics. Here's our furniture. All right, so for free, We have a retro rug and a whimsical sofa. I mean, why not? So how does one place? Oh, we hold tab. That's what we do. All right, access for furniture in the home base. All right, cool. Stylish, cool, but prone to spillage. Take the weight off in every sense with this sensational reimagined sofa unit. Oh, we shall wash it. Oh, is it outside? Yeah, we'll do that real quick. I was going to call it an episode here, but we've got some stuff really quick. Aha. Oh, take a look at this. Is this like a pleather or a vinyl? The water definitely beads off. Either that or it's soaking up all of our water really, really well. And I tell you, if PowerWash 3 comes along and it has drippage, like all the dirt goes running down, so that people have to start from the top and work their way down in order to have, oh geez, yeah, up and under the little, that'll be like a game changer. It's already difficult enough with all, geez, look at all the dirt and the wood chips. It's almost like this thing was thrown, I mean, I imagine it was like thrown in a landfill or maybe left outside. Oh, we're not going to get any heads up when that table leg is done, huh? We're just going to have to make do. One piece. Well, at least it's one piece, but come on now. Kind of reminds me of the furniture you'd see on an episode of Hoarders. It's like a couch that hasn't been sat in since like 1972, buried under 40 years worth of garbage and newspapers and old food containers. And then they say, I was going to use that. Tell you, I am glad. And if you have a hoarder or know a hoarder, my thoughts are with you. It's got to be debilitating, man, to have this overwhelming sensation, this feeling that you can't let go. I mean, I kind of have that with some old stuff. I do have some very old things. But if people were like, hey, this is a health risk, it's infected with, or, you know, it's filled with bugs, for example, you need to throw it away. Yes, do. Please burn it. Set fire to it. It's not important anymore. Not if it's a health risk. All right, 87%. I guess we got the seat backs and the seat cushions. Ah, item clean. All right, cool. So where do we want our whimsical sofa? We definitely don't want this thing in the public view. We kind of want it off to the side, maybe in our... Oh, we can't put it in our office, huh? All right, so it has to go in our little display room. I'm not a monster. I'm not going to put it directly in a corner. So I think we could do something like so. Cool. And then this retro rug is dirty. And I've actually seen on YouTube like carpet restoration and things like that, like soiled rugs and all the dirt that just comes out of these rugs after they've been sitting for years. If they really want that satisfying thing, they would get the mud running off of this into the grates. Possibly even, now, I'm not going to lie, I watched a detailing guy on YouTube. He's Canadian. You probably know the one. The channel name escapes me, but he does detailing, car detailing. And he lives up in Canada. And just watching him go through and power wash rugs and whatnot and seeing all the dirt run off. And then his shop vac that would, you know, suck all this dirt out. The water container that's left behind, it pours out into the drain, and it is just like this gunky mess that's just like, holy crap, the dirt living in this thing. All right, cool. So now we got a funky rug in front of the funky couch. Looks good to me. All right, so that will do it for episode 1 of PowerWash Simulator, everyone. As you can see, nice chill game where I ramble about things and make things clean once again. And I wonder, is this sort of like a trophy of what we've washed? We get like a little knick-knack of all of the jobs in our trophy case. Reminds me of X4 in our office when we do like a story mission. We get a model that represents finishing that story mission. Okay. But yeah, oh, it's a good time. It really is. Just chilling, power washing, all that good stuff, having a good time. If you look forward to episode 2, let me know. We'll continue on, keeping on washing. And if not, hopefully I'll see you for EU5 or NASCAR 25 in the near future. That will do it for me. Like, share, and subscribe. If you are so bold, thank you so much for tuning in. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care.